Early in the morning on May 10th, 1865, Jefferson Davis was awoken by the Union troops at his doorstep. Upon being captured, there was a friendly fire incident that broke out, lasted for about 15 minutes. They realized that two Union forces were fighting each other. They let the Davis party finish their breakfast. They headed back up towards Macon, Georgia. There were 15 horses, 20 to 30 mules, and 8 wagons captured in total. What struck me was 25 to 30 mules with only 8 wagons. I knew there were too many mules for that few of wagons. So I started researching backwards to see if there was any documentation on how many wagons Jefferson Davis left with. And I found out 23 hours earlier, when he crossed the Ocmulgee River, that he crossed that river with 14 wagons. So with the math at 25 to 30 mules and now 14 wagons, obviously it works out so that there were 14 wagons with the party, but 6 of the wagons were probably hidden in the woods. We have the mules, we don't have the wagons. So what's interesting, the research, I knew somebody had to go back and bury that gold. So when I found that on the 11th, Colonel Pritchard records in a telegram that I went back to that place last night. As soon as I read that, I knew who buried that gold. It was Colonel Pritchard on his way up to Macon. Once the team or the captors with their captors made it to Macon, Georgia, Jefferson Davis was escorted up towards Washington. But the gold lay quiet for about 5 years, and I think they were waiting for what's called the statute of limitations to expire, so nobody could be in trouble dealing with that gold. Even though the poster was printed that shows the captors would actually own that gold, I think they left it quiet for about 5 years. So May 10th, 1865, I believe the gold was buried. I don't see it moving again until around 1870, 1871. Typically in the winter time is when you can kind of feel that gold was moving. There was a bridge disaster in Ashtabula, Ohio. This was in 1876, but there was rumored to have $2 million worth of gold bullion in a boxcar that crashed off from that bridge. So that was in December, I think December 29 of 1876. So if there was gold moving, it certainly was moving in the wintertime. And I think they would have done that. It would have been safer. People weren't out milling around. They were pretty much hunkered down in their houses.
Well, and they had to get the railroads built.
Well, in the 5 years, they used that time to build the railroads. You could see the timeline. The railroad from Albany to New Brunswick was completed within months, as the railroad that went from Ferrysburg to Muskegon. So definitely they were using that time to further the railroads to get that gold up here.